Obscene como our channel so I say 88 politics abri. Podcast or September you make we make headlines. And your Jim Rena be exo. Messer said young political how is na unya Kevin Taylor abawra ye MPP mayukunu asweye abra omukuchie mu ewo ye Dankwa Institute na twentwene election a omowe poto ne ho na unya Kevin Taylor akyere se empanyfo bi kopi mu ewo ho Gabi okyere daako na Addo Dankwa ekufu Addo ene Mustafa Hamid unya former MPA boss wachese sankofo no mbekom street yebe chumagum na mesro se yemu na so yedi ntia okasa asem I say 88 politics avenue.
The inferiority complex in those people, because omo yan kruwa omo papa no nananum any better record, omo greedy, all that they want to do is snitch on people, feed on people like insects or leeches. All that they do is always trying to put people's head together. No? That is Dankwa Institute. So what is a Dankwa Institute BB? Dankwa Institute BB. It is all for validation. And still, for years and years, they have tried to infiltrate our democratic dispensation. No? They have still not been able to break that because we see them, at least Gabi Ochidako Kronfowe, which very soon we will all know. And the likes of Atatia and the Omoheneno. So these are born liars. That's basic. That's it. Now, almost all event to be. Team, stay with me. Now, event, it was about election, but you see, they are doing everything possible to lie to Bawumia. They still feel Bawumia, with all due respect, is an idiot. And from the way Bawumia too is nodding and laughing and finding it difficult to make decisions, he looks like an idiot, with all due respect. Now, Mustafa Hamid, a potential jailbird, a potential jailman, another criminal, named the Okoye NPA, and the original court per OSP's documentation. He's being investigated, he's being prosecuted. So technically, Mustafa Hamid is not different for Jema Wuntumi because Wuntumi is still being prosecuted and being investigated. The same as Mustafa Hamid. It's Mustafa Hamid. Or Chay Wuntumi ana Odafie na Wuntumi down Sawum. He will join Wuntumi at Insawum. Now, Mumianko Tie statement to be Mustafa Hamid made today in front of Gabi Ochidako. Gabi go jail and Chebia Mubati. In front of Gabi Ochidako. In front of Nanado Dankwa ekufu Addo ena eyede Mahamudu Sledge Bawumia. In front of these three people, Momianko tie ye wi na ma kire MPP for the reality. Maybe they're struggling or they just don't want people to tell them the truth. And I'm catching about how the party is divided. Yet the caucus in parliament, how they all want African marking changed, how Mahmoud Bawumia is thinking of changing African. And let me tell you, after they are done with their national and general secretary election, they will change African marking and tell the world that it is all about the regional balance. I'm telling you today. After they are done with their national elections, no more national chairman, no more general secretary, they will change African marking and they will give him that excuse to say it is because of regional balance. They will change him. They will change African marking after the national elections. Amo person omu yi omu chairman we, amo person omu yi omu general secretary. The moment they are done, omu change African market, omu catch and say a regional balance into the parliament one ye yi ne free African they will change you. But let's go to the real issues or the real issue, which is Mustafa Hamid speaking in front of Mahamudu Sledge Bawumia and Gabi Ochidako and Ekufu Addo. Now, let's go listen to him very well. And he was talking about the election they lost. Mahmoud Bawumia being a Muslim. And the Komininis, he was saying, Mumianko TV much MPP for ADB. Because it looks like still they are very foolish.
Choosing a presidential candidate who happened to be a Muslim in 2024 did not in any way turn the majority of Muslims in Ghana from voting for the NDC. In fact, the polling station near the Kumasi Central Mosque at Asawase, did not vote the MPP, even after Dr. Bawumia refurbished that mosque and commissioned it in 2023. So the electoral geography largely explains why the present NDC administration has appointed many more Muslims from northern Ghana than previous MPP administrations. In 2024, President Mahama secured approximately 1.38 million votes, more than 1/5 of Mahama's national votes from Savannah, Northern, Upper East, Upper West, and Northeast alone. 21% of his entire national tally of 6.5 votes. Such political realities will inevitably influence the regional compositions of government. Dr. Bawumia, on the other hand, received a total tally of 759,108 votes from those 5 regions, which is 15.56% of his national tally. Thus, fewer than 1 in every 6 of Bawumia's nationwide votes came from the 5 northern regions. You cannot therefore dishonestly repackage this evidence to prophesy that electing Dr. Bawumia on an MPP ticket will certainly shift the balance of power from the South, and from Christians to Muslims. In fact, Dr. Bawumia's tolerance for Christian religious ceremonies has often incurred him the displeasure of sections of the population. Indeed.
So, also, I just say MPP for Jimia or say, Mimuadie. This is Mustafa Hamid. And the MPP as a political party still think, say, Mahmoud Bawumia getting 38% in 2024 elections, it is because he's a Muslim. That is my biggest problem with party, They are all can say, Mahmoud Bawumia, and yet because they're Muslim, lose the election. No, the issue is what they are trying to put out there, and they say, in Kremofo and Tuama Bawumia, and Bawumia, they are religiously or tolerant. And the question here is, do you think Bawumia lost election 2024 because he's a Muslim? And that is something that MPP form pedifo no jiminti, they still cannot move away from it to let the grassroots, their own piglets on the streets, who don't read, who are tribal, who are stupidly ignorant to understand, say, Mahmoud Bawumia did not lose the elections because he's a Muslim. Mahmoud Bawumia lost the elections on 2 grounds. Bawumia lost the elections because Mahmoud Bawumia was seen and known as a liar. And secondly, Mahmoud Bawumia lost the elections because of your bad governance. These are the 2 things. There are other things that are minor, corruption, arrogance, but the main things are among for Gina so the 2 abatia MPP. It's not because Bawumia being a Muslim. It is because Bawumia was seen as a liar. And that is the most important thing you people are supposed to address. And then Ghanaians lived through the worst government in the history of the Republic of Ghana. Because now Kenya Bawumia or my hopes in 2014, 15, 16, 17. And Kenim say dollar bet to do 18. Now Kenim say fuel a liter can get to 23. Now Kenim that say Ghana's inflation could rise all the way to 53. We never knew until Mahmoud Bawumia, the liar, took over and told us he's in charge of our finances because the economic management team, he was in charge. It is a OBMPP ni. Not the Jimmy Kajo say, Bawumia or losing Kremofo vote to her. It is not because of that. The honest truth is that Mahmoud Bawumia lied to Ghanaians. They got to know who Bawumia is. At the latter part of the elections, Bawumia decided not to speak about economy. And Bawumia's trump card in entering Ghana's politics was because he said he was the whiskey when it comes to economic affairs. But going into election 2024, NASA decided not to even speak about the economy. Then it means Bawumia was an imposter, a liar who lied through the ranks to become a running mate and a vice president. And so I don't know why the MPP still think say most Ghanaians went to the ballot because a woman team say Bawumia yen Greboni na Christopher Ntoma Bawumia. No Christian went to the ballot thinking about Bawumia's religious their background. Nobody cared. In fact, who started tribal and religious politics in Ghana? I can show you about 3 videos where Bawumia went to places telling them that he has been chosen as the NPP flag bearer because he's a Muslim. And that is the lowest point of our politics, unless you are crazy before you make such stupid statements. And for this junkie, I keep telling people, the reason why I hate Mustafa Hamid is because he always does politics with religion. He does politics with religion. And that is what I hate about this criminal Muslim, with all due respect. Because you see, any Muslim or politics or they assume or a danger to the nation. Any Muslim obey politics or they religion or a danger, the same as a Christian. Any Christian who does politics and tries to sneak in, use a religious background as his trump card, that Christian too is dangerous. Into Mustafa Hamid, his political life has been rallying behind their religious hatred to do his politics. But the fact of the case is simple. Mahamudu Bawumia today, every single Ghanaian knows he's a liar. He's an imposter. And every liar is a thief. That is why he supervised the greatest thievery in our political history as the vice president of the republic, because we knew Akufo-Addo, or we still knew Akufo-Addo was a toy president who could not see and write and sign. Into the idea, the argument that Bawumia is a Muslim. No. We love Muslims. We admire Muslims in Ghana. We have interfaith marriages. We live in houses as Muslims and Christians. It does not come in at all. It does not come into the argument. The anger towards Bawumia is because he is a liar. That is what you people need to know. So you need to tell him in his face. A guy who came into politics, Ansan Yabe signing Obia in the football club or in any capacity, it is what you bring on the table. Bawumia came into politics as an economist. Bawumia didn't come into politics as a shoemaker, as a tailor, as a seamstress, or whatever you want to call him. But Bawumia came with a CV saying he is an economist who, through his submissions and also his ideas, we will be able to manage the economy well. We ended up at IMF. We saw the hardship under Mahamudu Bawumia. So why are you still saying to Ghanaians, say Bawumia? Because it's not because Bawumia is a Muslim. Yawa inkremofo munimu nyansa kano kure. Bawumia inkremoni muna fiki on kano kure no nimu nyansa or didino kure. And that is something it's hard to say to him, but you need to say to him. And if I can tell you for a fact, Ghanaians haven't changed their mind about Bawumia. Nobody or nimu nyansa will change their mind about Bawumia because he's still the same person. He has not come out to even say, I am sorry for lying to you people. He has not had that or respect for Ghanaians to do that. When was the last time Bawumia spoke on the economy? He's waiting for a calamity to happen to Ghana, our economy, for him to foolishly come and speak. No. We want him to still give the lectures. We want him to still show us that whatever is happening today, he can do better. He can't. So guys, we beg you, stop staying behind religious nonsense and trying to polish Bawumia. Bawumia technically is a liar who cannot get out of. He has been cursed as a liar, and he will live in his lies. Because as we speak today, Mahamudu Bawumia, upon all that is happening in Ghana today, cannot still speak about the economy because he lied his way through. It is obedient because no. Let me tell you something. In Kremofo Ghana, 90% of Inkremofo Tuaba, they didn't go to vote because Bawumia Nkremonia na Mahama ye Christoni. They didn't care about that. The basic line is that they wanted somebody they could trust. That's finished. 90% of people who voted in 2024, they wanted to give their heart to somebody they can trust because they have weighed politicians and how they talk, live their life. Consistently, they have learned what is behind politics. So 90% of Muslims, Christians, they didn't go to the ballot to say, Bawumia and Christian be called ballot say, oh, Bawumia and Kremoni to man. No. That moment, they were thinking about the corruption, DDEP, a dollar war, a petrol war. These were the things they were thinking about. Like, who? This guy, we have given the country to him for 8 years. And today I am buying fuel for 23 per liter. I'm not going to fucking give my country back to such a liar. That is what people base their votes on. Now, to make it easy, team, stay with me. You see this. Look at the map, 2024 map. Ghana elections, presidential regional results. Now look at this. How can any fool tell me people went to vote because Bawumia is a Muslim? People voted against him because he's a Muslim. When you look at Ghana's map, 16 regions, NPP were able to take only 3. Ask yourself, are they the other regions? This should clearly tell you, you fools talking there and making it look like Bawumia is not to be blamed. Bawumia is to be blamed because the candidate does not have the credibility to convince a blind, with all due respect, a blind Ghanaian. Because every single thing he say, if you shemuno, sebio, diana yakuma onso pano, or say, omo anshada enya ebia answers, and I say, eye injina subia anchini pibi, Emma, Ghana for bibri, eye mushi omu ye, eno, ena, ama enyumbre, sa, enkomudia, yebedi afa, eye, omwa, ye from into trafwa, omaji, omudia, from vigilantes, omudi party, chikuni pano. Yabese buta, yamo say, sa, diano, you better need to asie na me no woka say hwana mo ene sha asie na as oman yemma nokre enya nokre na yemfa bibia nokre to enda ebi o se de nokre to na de nokre to enwumrei medwuma de a medi no hanse mechirechire medwudwam ama Ghana fo hu de e wo se ye wo eneme ene sebio obi a wagye atum se obepene ama Ghana sebio yefa ye bambo and I security. This is going to be a very educative, very important show or topic to treat today. But before that, there are so many things that we need to talk about. Ediene koso ewo Ghana mente ya nipe bi ekekansem ebubo midin na mekachire amanfo say ahano enibrade ni abre ai Rasta man, when we throw one stone, people will not sleep. Lebene Ahiafo is watching me tonight. Ahiabo, thank you very much for being here this evening. Mihu Obiso Etise Empress Yasmin Ahiable watching me this evening. Thank you very much, Empress, for being here tonight. Mihu Obiso Etise a year. To watching me, Nana Poku is live on Loud Talents TV. Ni Frimpong is watching me. Dara Kofi is also live on TV, on Facebook, and on YouTube tonight. Believer Riches is watching me this evening. Empress is back again. Winner Nituako is watching me. Winner Nituako is watching me tonight. Day Ghana is also live this evening. So many people on radio, on TV, on Facebook, on YouTube. On so many platforms watching me tonight. I'm called TikTok. And I'm share me every TikTok. Rebecca Akakbo is live on YouTube. On TikTok, and I can see a US boy watching me. Jerry Parker is live on TikTok tonight. Also, Tanko live watching me this evening on TikTok. Who obviously say In God I Trust watching me tonight. Moja is live on TikTok tonight. Also. Obi to say Asanka watching me, Kwete Francis Tete, Gama Ganyomi watching me tonight. Ganyomi. Also Crystal June is live on TikTok tonight. Good evening to Equiaya, the almighty captain on TikTok. Okasi you free TikToker. You be you a free TikTok because she controls TikTok.
We and some ahodoa etimi ekoso e wo chene so mamena wat so jemre. That's the so bad in the Adumbia Domain. Unia,